tough night, mate. What do you say?
Yeah, well, it was just a tough game of footy, and we just loosened up defensively a couple of times, and that was the game. Well, you know, at half time we were obviously right in the game and we were banging away okay. So it's 2 online tries they got, but just too easy, and that was a game then.
Yeah, it was a bit unusual. Like you had your hooker basically on his own both times. Like Sam got across the one, but he was sort of coming in a bit late on it.
Yeah.
And they had the 2 big blokes sitting there each time.
Yeah, both on last play or late in the tackle count as well. So, but that was the ball game. I thought in general they scrambled really well and covered, you know, most of the Bulldogs all night, but we weren't good enough on our own line those couple of times.
Did you feel Hooker had parallels with the Parramatta game, or were you happy with the start tonight?
Oh no, you know, I thought at 6-4, you know, I thought we were finishing much better in that second half, and in the back end of the first half, and I thought we, you know, it was always going to be a real tight game, and I thought we were getting ourselves into the game nicely there. We just need to be really solid early in that second half. We come up with that error on last play off Corey Norman, or 4th play, and they got us by the throat then, and we couldn't get out of it.
And how hard is it these days in this year's competition to be consistent? Because like West Tigers won tonight.
Did they?
Yeah. Like, how do you... Probably makes you feel a bit better.
Doesn't Paul? No.
But why is it so difficult week to week just to be so mentally on your game? Because it's a mental thing. Is that a fair call?
No, I thought, you know, I thought our effort tonight, but you know, it was good enough to, you know, to win if we'd been a little bit neater. You know, we did a number of back-to-back sets on our line, and we were patient with the ball in the first half. But it's hard to be consistent. That's why it's such a tough competition. It's very hard to be consistent.
Anthony, the origin period's obviously a very testing time for you guys always. How are you sort of feeling, you know, going now that we're entering that period as far as Brisbane are concerned?
Oh, yeah, it's always a, you know, we'll have a new team out next week. We'll probably have 4 or 5 in the origin, so we just get on with it. It's a different part of the season, you know, particularly, you know, we've already got, you know, 4 or 5 of our squad not playing, so we're certainly going to see a new side next week, but that's just a challenge for us as a club. As I said before, if we're not producing origin players, we're not doing our job, and I'm not going to sit here and whinge about it. It's a challenge for us as a club to give other people opportunity and to hold together during that period.
Generally, Anthony, before you go into origin periods, you're a little bit better placed than what you are now. Yeah. And because Brisbane always contributes so heavily to origin, there's inevitably a bit of a hangover to the other side. How do you see that this year? Do you think you'll be contributing a little bit less? Are you concerned that you're not as high on the table as you traditionally are?
Oh, yeah, obviously we'd like to be higher on the table, Paul, but I mean, we put out a side every week that's capable of winning, and as I say, we don't make any excuses for that. We just got to keep our head down and keep working from week to week now, and you know, not be concerned with what time of year it is or whatever, but just get our best possible side we can get on there and get ready for the Warriors.
Sam, how hard, I guess it's captain would be to leave this team in 5 and 6 going in origin. You going to Canterbury from Maroons, how hard is it as a skipper to watch how the side will have to progress without you for the next 6 weeks or so?
It is tough, but I've got every little bit of confidence in the blokes that we leave behind. I think they've really showed in the past that they can they can really produce a good game. And I think where we're sitting this year is I think we've got a little bit more depth than we have in past years. A lot of those young guys now are a little bit more experienced, have played a lot more NRL games, and know what it takes to win a tough game. So we've got every bit of confidence and faith that the team that picks and puts on the field will go out there and really do a job.
We have Princey back next week.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is that some comfort, isn't it? His experience to guide you through that?
Yeah, he should be available. Jack Reed, might be another couple of weeks. That surgery went well, so maybe it'll only be another 2 or 3 weeks. But I mean, as Sam said, the guys that have had to fill in because of those injuries, like Kahu and Miranda and Haller and Wallace and all of those guys that might not, got time until now. They've had games earlier in the year, so it's a good opportunity for them.
Sam, would you like to see Ben Barber in Origin camp next week?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. It'd be a great reward for him, especially after the ups and downs he's had at the start of the season. If he gets there, it'll be good to see him in the camp.
Who's your pick to choice to play that utility role for Queensland, mate? Like Cherry Evans, apparently Mal's considering him and it's been thrown up. Have you got a preference anyway?
I played 5'8" before, fullback, other wing, centres. I think Cherry would be a fantastic addition for us on that bench, but I'm not sure where Mel's going to go with this first game, whether he goes with 4 forwards on the bench, because I definitely know it's going to be a tough physical battle and a tough game to win down here for the first one. So have to wait for Monday to see what Mel does, eh?
Would you prefer him to go with 4 forwards because you're playing down here first game?
I think because of the physicality of the game, I think it'd be a pretty wise move. Because I think that's where usually the first game is won in that middle of the field with that brute force. All good?
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
I do the radio as usual, mate.